Good kick down, immediate kick down. Good downshift, very immediate. Welcome back, everyone. Today we have a 2010 Toyota Camry LE 4-cylinder in our channel. I want to say a huge thank you to Enrique at Capital Auto Sales LLC of Frederick, Maryland for providing me this car. All this information will be in the right hand corner of the screen, so if you're looking for a car, make sure to reach out to him. Let's get her started up. Now this is probably one of the most popular and widespread car in America, well, beside the Corolla. I feel like there's a Camry in every single neighborhood, on every parking lot, anywhere, wherever you go in America, you're gonna find a Camry. Funny enough, this was actually my first car that I drove back in high school. It wasn't my car, but it was my first car that I took to school. But I did drive the V6 version. It was the LE as well, but the 3.5 liter, which was actually quite a great engine. It just wasn't mated to the correct platform, and there's too much power for front-wheel drive to handle at that point. But let's hop inside. There's quite a good amount of space here. Really comfy seats. I like the headrest. Feels nice. We got the cup holders, very nice materials everywhere. They are pretty basic, but they are good and durable. Let's check out the trunk and then the engine bay. Good sized trunk. Can fit in a few suitcases in there. And let's check out the engine. This is the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, not the V6. I believe this pumps out what, like 175 horsepower, something in that territory. But let's see how this Camry drives, and is it worth going up to the V6, or is a 4-cylinder enough? Let's find that out in this test drive. All right, so getting in here, treated to really nice supportive seats. I've actually missed how comfy these seats are. Really nice. We got the cup holders, the storage space here, AC, radio, CD player, and that's really it. There's, cruise. Does this have cruise control? Actually, yeah, it does have cruise control. The volume buttons here, automatic mirrors, and that's really it. That's all we have here. Nothing else. Everything here is just very simplistic and basic. It's kind of a perfect car for a taxi. It's got durable materials, a comfy interior, and having driven this car for about a year and something, definitely gives me a lot of memories. Getting back into this cabin, feeling this shifter, everything. Yeah, my mom gave me her old Camry. She was like, you know what, you can take this car to school. So that's what I drove. Honestly, probably wasn't the best idea for me to start out on a V6 Camry as my first driver, like a daily driver, because I kind of got spoiled by power a little bit. And that car was definitely way too much to handle with the front wheel drive. It would just like wheel hop, wheel spin. It go if you gave it gas, it would like literally go crazy. This here is much more manageable. I feel like the 4-cylinder is much more manageable on the power rather than the V6. The seating position feels good. I like how I can see everything around me. Good visibility overall. The pillars are to the thicker side, but again, you just got to look a little bit left and right and you'll be good. The AC blows ice cold air, so that's great. And we have 141,000 miles on the odometer. Nevertheless, after so many miles, it still feels really nice in this cabin. Simplistic, basic, but it gets the job done well. It's reliable. There's not much maintenance you have to do with it. Now the car that I got, that Camry, on the engine and transmission, it was very reliable, never had any problems with it. But on the other part, it did have a lot of little issues. For example, the struts were leaking. It needed some kind of, you know, job with the ECU, I think, like a reflash or something. I have no idea, because there was a moment when something was just not going right and the car was barely accelerating. Then we had to replace the brakes. All the glass parts, like all the glass and all the mirrors, was not factory in that Camry for some reason. Even though it was purchased like almost new with just really small amount of miles. It must have been in like an accident before, because just something fell off about that car. You know, the window would rattle. It had its ups and downs, and the brakes were very weak in that car. Like, you slowed down a few times from speed on, you know, in that Camry, and that's it. You're like this. So it definitely wasn't very safe to drive fast in that car. But beside that, I think it was a great ride. Very fortunate to have driven that car in high school. But this here feels actually very good. Like, very balanced on the power, smooth shifts. It's also quieter than the V6, I feel like. Not as torquey or silky, but it's definitely a great companion to have. This is the 6-speed automatic. This is the updated one, not the 5-speed. And the ride is very smooth. It's actually smoother on the Steelies than on the alloy wheels that the Camry that I drove had. But let's check out the power. The best part, right? All right. Good kick down, immediate kick down. So it gets up to speed very easily, actually. It's not a rocket, but that's definitely plenty for driving and, you know, getting your stuff done. For passing, for merging, I mean, it's more than enough. The only reason why you would want more is just for the fun factor, where, you know, when you put a car full of people, it does help on the passing. But even if you put 3 or 4 people in this car, it will still be just fine. It's not like you're gonna be saying, oh, there's no power. No, it's gonna be good. At 70, it feels very solid, very composed. The wind noise is actually not bad here. People complain that, you know, the Camrys don't have the best soundproofing, but it's actually not bad at all here. It's quite decent. It could definitely use some more soundproofing, of course. But again, remember, when this car was sold, it was not an expensive car. It was like 20 something thousand, like what, 24, 25. And once you plant your foot down, it goes just fine. Like, no problemo. You can actually relax here too, like you can just sit back and, you know, enjoy the ride. Good downshift, very immediate. Yeah, even at like 85, it feels really good in here. the ride is super duper smooth. This is definitely on par with like the Genesis G80 on the smoothness. This right now is about 50% throttle, 60%. And then this is going into full throttle. Obviously after 90 miles an hour you kind of start losing that pull, but up till 90 it actually has some good power. You know, at least getting the 50 to 80, 50 to 90, no problem whatsoever. Now again, after 90 you can see where the pull starts to get worse. See, like after 80 it doesn't want to accelerate as fast as it did before. But still, quite well. The brakes feel fine actually. For like in this specific car, the brakes feel fine. They do the job well. But let's check out the best part, the 0 to 60, and you will see that in the clip right after this. All right, so let's do our 0 to 60 now. We're gonna come to a full stop, reset the Dragy. 3, 2, 1, let's go. It actually roasted the tires. Okay. Red line's well. All right. Let's see what we got. So on the first run, we got 0 to 60 in 8.84 seconds. Not bad at all. 1/8 mile came at 10.8 at 67.7 miles per hour. Okay. Let's do one more try. Luckily the road is all clear, so we should be good. But this time I will try to start better than I did before, because the first time we got the tires roasted. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, let's go. Maybe this will be better, who knows. .78. All right, well, 8.7 I guess is where it's at. We can try one more time and see what it does if we have enough space. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right. I don't think we'll have enough space, or will we? All right, so we did 8.66 valid. Okay, so I'd say 8.5 seconds is where you're gonna be, where it's gonna be at. 8.6, 8.7, 8.5. Good power. I mean, very good power. Very competitive with, you know, today's mid-size sedan of this segment. Really nice. Well, let's see how she takes those corners. Now, talking about the performance and the acceleration, it's about 2 seconds off from the V6. So where the V6 will do like 6.3, 6.5, assuming, you know, we don't have the wheel spin, this will do it in 8.5. Is the difference noticeable between the two? Yeah, it's mostly noticeable past like 70, 80. When you're going the 0 to 60, 0 to 80, it's not that of a big difference for just like real life driving. Like I said, this is more than enough for 95% of the people. Personally, my recommendation of course be the V6, even though, you know, it doesn't handle as well because of, you know, such a heavy nose, and you know, it's harder to brake from speeds on the V6. It's harder to start because of the wheel spin, sure, but is it better on the highway? Oh yeah, because the V6 just pulls after 80 like it pulls to 80. It doesn't lose any steam, and it just keeps going 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. It just keeps going. But like I said, what are your priorities? What are you trying to find a car for? If you're trying to find a car that's like quickish, fast, then the V6 is probably the better buy for you. If you're just looking for a great, comfortable daily that has good power, enough power, gets up to speed without a problem, then this is more than ample. This is more than enough. And this is also, I feel like it's quieter too inside this car. The V6 has a louder, distinct sound to it, like a sportier growl to it as well. The handling is floaty, but predictable. Obviously, you don't want to take any fast corners in this Camry. That'll be a terrible idea. Even with the 4-cylinder, it still roasts its tires. Can you imagine? Even with the 4-cylinder, it's enough to roast the tires. So imagine how the V6 is in the Camry. I do have an old POV test drive on my channel back from the day. You know, it's filmed with the older GoPro, so it doesn't have as great quality as this one. It's like these newer videos, but there you can kind of get the idea of how the wheel spin and the power is. If I find another V6 Camry sometime, I'll definitely refilm it again. You know, with the Dragy and properly checking out its performance. But this Camry, I mean, it's great. It's a great, solid daily. Has good power, comfy seats. It's very easy on gas, so you're not going to be at the fuel pump all the time. It's got good range. A clear layout. Everything is super easy to use, so anybody can figure out, even a 5-year-old can figure this out. The materials are very durable, very practical. Not the best looking, not the nicest, but very durable and very, very resistant to wear, which is great. So as you see over so many years how the car has kept up its condition, I think it's in good shape, and mechanically it's very sound, very good. Well, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to smash that like and subscribe button, and I'd love to hear your feedback down below in the comments. Let me know what you think of the Camry, and until next time.